All right, so we are recording. Happy Wednesday. I've called these weekly Wednesdays, but I think I changed the name to Lunch and Learn just because. So I want you to feel comfortable. It's lunchtime, at least it is in Arizona, it's noon. Some of you are on the other side of the country. Some people are in Hawaii that it's only 9 a.m. So it's more breakfast and learn. Some are on the other side where it's getting closer to dinner. So anyway, I just put it out there so that you guys know if you want to bring your lunch to these, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to have your camera on. Of course, I like it when you do. It feels like we're a group and cohesive and all of that stuff. Congratulations to you, Karen. Another 2 pounds down. You're very consistent. I'm really proud of you. So continue with that. Doris, same thing with you. If you're listening, same thing, consistent. And 1 to 2 pounds a week, you guys, is a very, very healthy number. And I know, I think I hear this from probably almost 100% of the people. Weight isn't coming off fast enough. Well, if you're doing it right, and if you're doing it in a healthy form or fashion, 1 to 2 pounds a week is the right healthy number. So you didn't come on overnight. We didn't gain 50 pounds overnight. We're not going to lose it in a couple of weeks either. So give yourself some grace. Congratulate yourself for being here. And if you lost 1 or 2 pounds in the last week, you are absolutely on track. So congratulations to that, to all of you who are sending me your stuff and doing the deal. I know every day is not easy, which is why today's topic will be maybe helpful. Some a little more of the mindset stuff of it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Does anybody have any shares or wins they want to talk about before I get started? All right. So welcome in today. This week I'm doing a whole series on fitness, a 3-part series. So this week we will be talking about mental fitness. What is fitness? We'll learn a little bit about that. We talked a lot about that last week as far as physical fitness. Your strength training, your flexibility training, high intensity interval, cardiovascular. Those are some modalities of exercise we talked about. Some components of physical fitness is your agility, your speed, your reaction time, your flexibility, all of that sort of stuff. The ways to get there is exercise and nutrition. Now we're going to talk about I call it mental fitness just to go along with the theme, but it's really a lot about mindset. So this week is mental fitness, next week is spiritual fitness. But so let's talk about that. Let's see. All right. So like I said, we talked about physical fitness last week. The mental fitness today, this week, we're going to be talking all about mindset and some success principles and the success formula. The spiritually fit. Now, that part, the mentally fit and spiritually fit, will actually, I'll connect all those dots next week and how the mentally fit and the spiritually fit will help you get physically fit. Without the mentally fit and the spiritually fit, it's very, very difficult. But that will all make sense by the end of next week. There's also a financial fitness, which I will not talk to you about that. I am not an expert in that field in any way, shape, or form. I do okay in my life, but I'm certainly not the person to go to get to next level. You want to know about nutrition and weight loss and fitness, I'm your girl for that, but financially fit, I'm still riding that train too. I take courses. I take courses on learning how to be a better and more financially fit. So if you're not sure how to do something and you want to do something, take the class, learn. We can do anything we set our mind to doing if we just decide to go and learn it. Take the course, find a mentor, find somebody who knows how to do it, find somebody you can follow, read some books, read some articles, all the things. Follow the people that are successful. Success does leave clues. All right, so let's get into some of the success principles. And this one, I love this one. This one I feel like is very empowering. Is taking full responsibility for all of this, for everything, for my financial conditions. I have to take full responsibility. For my physical condition, I take full responsibility. For the condition of my relationships, I've got to take full responsibility. And the reason why that's empowering is because I get to take full responsibility. If I put it on somebody else, if I am blaming or complaining, we know I'm not taking full responsibility. And we do that as humans, it's natural, and we do that because it's easier to put it on someone else. The problem with doing that is now we've given something or someone else the power over our results, whether it's fitness or financial or whatever it is. So E plus R equals O. So the event plus your response equals the outcome. So if the event is, well, I was going to go to the gym, but my car didn't start. Well, that's an event. How do I respond to that? Well, I can say, well, I couldn't go to the gym, so that was it, game over, no gym for me. It's all my car's fault. Well, you know, you're not being responsible if you're blaming or complaining. So if I'm blaming the car, then I'm not getting to take full responsibility. Now, if I do take full responsibility, what response could I have if the car didn't start? So I could go back into the house and turn on YouTube, and there are a million workout plans, from working with kids to working with seniors, to sit and be fit, to water aerobics, to yoga, to Pilates, boot camps. There's thousands of them, absolute thousands of them. If my normal workout routine is to run outside and the event is, oh, well, it's raining, or the weather is just 118 degrees, which it can be here in Arizona. If my response is, oh, it's too hot or it's too raining, then I'm blaming the weather, then I'm giving the weather the power to control my outcomes. That is unempowering. That's disempowering. So if my response is, well, it's raining outside, I can work out inside. Or it's raining outside, I can drive myself to the gym and work out inside the gym. Or it's raining outside, I can take myself to the mall where it's climate controlled, and I can walk up and down the stairs or around the mall a few times myself. So it's really about, it's not the event, it's the response. The event, I went to a party and I know they have all this delicious food, but I couldn't help myself, so I ate it. So the event is all this delicious food at this party. Your response is to blame the delicious food or the hostess for serving it. You're giving something or somebody else the power. Take your power back and your response could next time. And we learn when we screw things up, because ain't not one of us, and I know my grammar was awesome right there, but ain't not one of us is perfect, right? So if I'm learning, okay, I went to the party, they had potato chips and they had Doritos and they had deep fried whatevers, and I ate them. The next time we learn from that, right? So the next time the event, oh, there's a party. I've been to her parties before. She has all that delicious food. My response this time or next time will be, I bring a dish to the party. Never in the land of a party giver were they mad if you brought a dish to their party. I can't imagine. I mean, you can always ask, but that would be my response, to take more responsibility. And my outcome is now I have some good choices to eat on that fun food table. And by the way, and any of you have been in this program for a minute, You've seen our recipes. There's a lot of really, really good things you can bring to the party, the dinner party, your friend's house, the potluck, your own kitchen table, whatever. There's a lot that you have to work with here. So your event is not the problem. It's how you respond, which will equal your outcome. All right, this is a big one. This is a big one. Some of you have heard me talk about this topic before, but how you view yourself affects how you see others and how you see the world. And as you shift who you think you are, the world looks a little bit different to you. So the whole entire world will change. So you're who you think you are here. I think how you finish the sentence. I am, and so growing up, growing up, I am a woman, and then as I got married, when I got married, my identity's I am a wife, and then eventually part of my identity was I am a mother. And lucky for me today, one of my, because we have many identities, we wear a lot of hats. One of my identities now is I am a grandma. And who you think you are is how you show up to the world. And again, how you see the world and how the world presents itself to you. So back in the day, when I was chubby, my thicker Italian self, one of my identities is that I'm a chubby Italian woman. And I just assume that that is the truth. Our beliefs are very, very, very powerful. So what you believe you are capable of, what you believe you deserve, and who you believe you are very, very, very powerful forces in the human personality. Tony Robbins says the strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you think you are. So if I believe, and again, there's that word belief, it's a very strong, powerful word. Everything we do is based on what we believe. Everything, every single thing, what we do is what we believe, and what we believe about ourselves. So if I believe I'm a chubby Italian, that's how I'm going to show up. I will order the pizza at least once a week, and I did. I did order pizza at least once a week. And it was that was my normal. We did have spaghetti, and it covered the entire plate. Like spaghetti was what's for dinner. It's not a side dish, which is what it should be if you're going to bring pasta and gluten back. But it was just that was my normal. That's how it's served. That's how Italians eat pastas. It covers the entire dinner plate. So I believe that's who I am. So that is how I show up. And it showed up in my workouts. I really didn't want to work out so much because who cares? I am a chubby Italian woman. And once I did eventually get really into the nutrition, and then I started to get healthier. And ultimately, and I became a personal trainer. I was still chubby then too, but then I really got more and more into the health and wellness. And then I really discovered what's happening in the body when we eat certain foods, and which foods tell my body to store fat and which foods tell my body to be in a fat burning zone. And once I got that and I did lose my weight, my identity started to change. And I was already a personal trainer, so I began to teach this information. I'll tell you something. You want to learn something, teach it. If you can teach it even to a child, if you're able to describe it, that's how your brain actually really learns it. So if you can teach it, you'll learn it better. But the more you practice doing the new things, I started to see myself as a fitness professional, as a nutrition specialist, and eventually a weight loss specialist. That is who I am. And because that is who I identify as, that's how I show up. So it's difficult for me to not eat healthy. I mean, do I like sweets and breads and pastas? Of course I do. I like all of those things, but I consume them rarely because it's not who I am. And that's why this identity is a very powerful, powerful, powerful force. So one of the ways in which I recommend that you can start to shift your own personality or your identity, how Joe Dispenza says it, he says, to change your personal reality, you got to change your personality. And he's talking about your identity. So and I've talked about gratitudes before, and they'll come up again next week as well. But in your gratitudes, if you do this at the end of the day and you write down, give yourself a number. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5. Odd numbers work well, so do 3 or 5. And be grateful to if you write out 3 or 5 things that you're grateful to yourself for making a right choice, for doing the thing that brings you closer to your goals. So for example, if you went to lunch with your friends today and you ordered extra vegetables instead of the baked potato or French fries, you write that in your gratitude book. And so so if you have 3 or 5 things of those every day you start to see proof. You prove to yourself, because if I say I am fit person and you're not, it's really, really hard to believe, because your internal dialogue says, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're lying. But if you see in writing that you wrote, and it's true, I did go to the restaurant today and I did choose extra vegetables instead of the French fries or the baked potato. You're literally proving to yourself that you are either that person or are becoming that person. And every time you write it down and see the evidence and see the evidence and see the evidence, you begin to shift your identity. This is one of the most powerful, as he says, one of the strongest forces in the human personality. And this is what stops a lot of us. And even in my financial fitness journey, there's a part of me that hasn't thought she was worthy of that kind of money, because we are not the rich people. That's how I grew up, and that's what was told to me. So these are deep-rooted belief systems. So the only way I can shift my identity in that realm would be to write down choices that I made. Today, I chose to use my coupons, and I saved, $14 at the grocery store, or whatever it is. Today, I tracked all of my spending for the month, or whatever the thing that my financial coach would tell me to do. And I start to see I'm doing the things that wealthier people would do, and I start to change my identity on that subject. So really writing down and showing yourself that you are at least becoming this new version of yourself, or are the new version of yourself that you're wanting. It's really, really, really powerful. All right, another success principle is 99% is hard, 100% is easy. What in the heck does that mean? So what I mean by that is if you say, I'm going to try your program, Tami. I'm going to try this whole, gut liver reset program. I'm going to try it. So if we try something and we put that word try in our brain, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, 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 sneeze again. Okay, I think I'm better. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so if you're I would say if you're all sitting, try and get out of that chair. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. So the message I want to get across here is, when you guys signed up for this program, with every fiber of your soul, go all in and tell yourself that you will just give it every effort that you can. And when you're stuck, that's when you reach out to your coach. When you're having questions, that's when you reach out to me. But going all in with 100% of all of your efforts, set your intentions for your movement, set your intentions for your meal planning, set your intentions for your meal prepping. And if you just do these little teeny tiny disciplines, it will be so much easier to make it 100% all in. And again, not one person in this Zoom room or listening to this audio is perfect, but if we set it up in such a way where we're doing the best that we can, that is 100%. You have to take a risk to get to the next level, says Jack Canfield. So you all smack down the money, you join the program. Now it's time to really give your heart, soul, go all in. And I'm going to give you some examples of that when I go over the success formula. Next up, justice. Now, I wanted to put this one on here because people, like I said, we're not perfect. So sometimes I get the journals, especially around the holidays, but it doesn't matter. It's summertime, it's barbecue time, it's travel time. People are in airports and family visits and vacations and buffets and all you can eats and all inclusives and blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so we had the cookie or we had the bread or we ate the thing. The tendency, and I see this a lot, and this is really important, but the tendency is like, and I'm guilty of it too, but I beat myself up over and over and over and over and over again. So when we feel guilt is one of the lowest vibrations that we can have. And I'm going to show you that graph in just a minute. But guilt is a very low vibrational feeling, and it's a low vibrational essence. And when we have that low vibration, we attract more of things that are lower vibrational, like attracts like. So when we feel a little bit of guilt, instead of wallowing in the guilt, take it as your body or you giving yourself a clue. If I feel guilty because I ate that cookie, great. Use that as a compass. We use that as a compass and go, okay, I feel guilty. I ate the cookie. That's just my compass telling me I'm off track. Get back on track. Get back to my true north. So if I punish myself over and over, I ate the damn cookie. I ate the cookie. Oh, screw it. I might as well eat the whole box, or I might as well eat something else. And so what? I'll start again next Monday. And it's only Tuesday. We've all done that. It's only Wednesday and we screw the diet up. So we wait all the way until next Monday to start again. Now, and meanwhile, we've punished ourselves over and over again. Plus now we're off track and we're eating the cookie and the donut and the whatever's, French fries. And we're going to start again on Monday. Don't start a diet on Monday because we've always done that. We've got to do something a little bit different. So if you feel the guilt, if you did a thing to feel guilty about, use it as your compass. One shot, feel guilty. When you get a speeding ticket, you pay the fine once. You don't have to keep paying it over and over again unless you keep committing the crime. But you know what I mean. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say there. But punish yourself once, use it as a compass, and be done. Persistence. Don't accept defeat. Well, I'm going to go over that in just a minute. Here we go. All right, so the cycle of success. This is why persistence is so important, because this is every one of us. I know some of you have seen this little graph, but hopefully you'll find it helpful because we're all going to go through these cycles throughout the entire life. I'll find 100 more of these, and I've been through probably 1,000 of these. But we sign up for something like this program or my financial program, I sign up. I don't really know what's involved. You may not really know what you got yourself into, but all you know is you're excited about the results that you're going to get. We call that uninformed optimism. And then we get in and we're in it for a few weeks and you're like, oh, this isn't fun. I didn't know I had a meal prep and I didn't know I had to count calories and, oh, I didn't know I couldn't eat steak or whatever. You keep on going, but you're like, oh, this is not exactly what I thought it was. And so then you get to that place, number 2, of informed pessimism. Now you have an informed idea of what you got to do, but you're not feeling so hot about it. It's not feeling too good inside about it. Well, phase number 3 is the valley of despair. And I'll tell you what, not everybody gets out of this little valley. This is where people tend to quit and give up. And the saddest part about that is because 2 or 3 days or weeks later, 2 or 3 days or weeks later, we realize all this stuff up here back at 1, where we really wanted that thing. We really wanted the health and wellness. We really wanted to lose that 40 pounds. We really wanted to not be a diabetic. We really wanted to get off our blood pressure medication. So we signed up for a different program. You know, maybe it's hire a personal trainer, or maybe it's Weight Watchers, or maybe it's this, that, and the other thing. And we're back to uninformed optimism. Now that you hired the personal trainer, oh my gosh. And now you get there and you're like, oh man, that personal trainer makes me work. I don't know if I like all that. And we get back to the valley of despair and you get discouraged and we fall out and we do the same cycle. So the trick is we got to get to step number 4. So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about atomic habits and improving by 1%, just 1%. And in this case, little steps. So once you see you're in valley of despair and you're feeling very discouraged, before you dive out, what's one teeny tiny little action step you could take towards step number 4, towards that informed optimism? Maybe it's just pull that piece of frozen cod or chicken breast out of the freezer so you have some good healthy protein ready to cook for dinner tonight. That's an easy step. They call it the 5-second rule. Is it something I can do in 5 seconds? Yes, I can pull that frozen fish out of the freezer, put it on the counter or put it in the fridge. Boom, that makes it easy. So if I keep taking those little steps, and what's another thing I can do? I can pull out some vegetables from the freezer so that I have that healthy dinner for tonight. Another step would be to sign up for that yoga class for tomorrow night. Another step. There's only way up. The only way to get up to this next level is little tiny itsy bitsy steps. Step. Breaking it down. As Tony Robbins says, chunking it down. But step number 4 is you may not feel like you're at your goal by any stretch, but when you talk to your coach and you're like, and I'm like, yeah, you may have wanted to lose 40 pounds, but you've already lost 20. And look at your clothes. You had to buy all new pants. You're off your blood pressure medication. Your diabetes medication is cut in half. And you're like, oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. And you're like, now you're informed optimism. You know, you still have a little ways to go, but now taking more of the steps get easier because you have that informed optimism. It feels a lot more possible to get to that last place, which is success realized. And then my recommendation is set another goal. So now maybe you've got your weight loss goal or you've got your blood sugar on track goal. Maybe you want to do a physical fitness goal. Maybe you want to be able to walk 3 miles in a certain period of time. And so it's something that you can work towards. Or maybe something bigger. Maybe you want to hike a certain mountain. Or maybe you want to lift a certain weight. Whatever it is, set a new one. Set a different one. Maybe learn a new sport that you can do with your newfound physical fitness. So there's a lot of different ways we can break through this cycle of success and not get stuck in that valley of despair. So stay persistent. All right, so let's talk about the success formula. And this is what I have used, and the times that I really did a good job using it, I didn't know I was using it. And I have time today, so. The first thing is you got to decide what it is that you want. What is it? What do you want to create? What is it that you want? And the brain loves clarity. So what is it that you want? You guys have all decided you want better health and wellness. If you're on this call, you've decided, you've joined the program, you want better health and wellness. You're very clear on that. Step number 2 is now you've got, it's really important. And if you struggle, I'll give you step number 3 and you can play with that, but see it in your mind's eye. So what does that look like for you? So if weight loss was on your radar, maybe you see yourself wearing your favorite outfit or that suit that you haven't worn in 15 years, or maybe it's that little black dress that you would love to be able to zip up and go out on Saturday night. Or maybe it's you and the doctor having a conversation about reducing your medications. Or maybe you just visualize yourself in the mirror, seeing the person at the physical fitness that you want to see. See yourself in that physically fit state. This is why it's really important. Like back in the day, people used to put a picture of a pig and then their face on the refrigerator to remind them not to eat. But it does the exact opposite, because now you're just reminding, I'm a pig, I'm a pig, I'm a pig. It's sending the wrong message. So opposite of that, you put your face on the fit body that you want and remind yourself that's who you are becoming each and every single day. This is who I am becoming. See it in your mind's eye. Get visuals. Create a vision board. But kind of, I would encourage, I don't know if you all know what a vision board is, but it's just pictures of images that you would like to bring in your life. So if it's fitness, maybe it's people playing pickleball or hiking or swimming or kayaking or something fun out there, golfing, just playing with your grandkids. What does those visuals look like? If you see it in your mind's eye, if you have trouble with that, get images on the internet, print them out and put them on a board. It could be words, it could be images, could be you playing with the kids, could be wearing the clothes, could be the bikini, could be any and all of those things. But really get some clarity. If it's an outfit, what color is it? Does it have fringe? Does it have lace? Does it zipper in the front? What's going on? Give it some really good, beautiful detail. Because what's next is you're going to feel what it feels like to wear that outfit. How confident and excited are you to, in your mind's eye, see yourself in the mirror wearing that outfit? How good do you feel giving that presentation at work? Feeling confident, feeling like a success. You've done the deal, you've achieved the success that you want to within this program. What does it feel like? For my financial ones, I see myself doing a lot of traveling. I see myself going places. I see myself being able to volunteer and help in the homeless situation in shelters. I would love to be able to spend a lot of time helping in that area. What does it feel like to be able to contribute and give back? Because you have the physical fitness to be able to do that. And the feelings that, like I said, there's vibrational feelings that all have a number. We want to feel the good stuff. We want to raise our own vibrations up to the thing we want to align ourselves with. It's called mind and heart alignment. And when we feel the feelings of already having it, it's got to already, not when I get fit, I'll feel good, or when I get rich, I'll feel good. No, feel what it feels like to be rich. Feel what it feels like to be fit. Feel what it feels like to already open the doors of that new business you always wished you would open. Or feel what it feels like to open up your own book that you wrote, that you told yourself you'd write 20 years ago. When you see it and feel it over and over and over and over again, your subconscious mind will begin to believe it. The subconscious mind does not know real from imagined. So when you're feeding it the information over and over and over again, you're conditioning your subconscious mind. And once you get to that place of believing it, and you will if you see it and feel it and see it and feel it, like I said, when you identify as something different, the world presents itself in different ways, in a different way. So now, if I identify now as I'm a fitness professional, or I am a fit person, or I am becoming a fit person, my eyeballs and my ears will hear certain commercials about foods that are going to bring me closer to my goals. My eyeballs will see Oh, look, there's a Pilates studio opening up right next to my grocery store. My eyeballs will see the ad for the new workout shoes. Whereas before, I would have never noticed those. Never. When my brain was so stuck on buying this house, I was stuck on it, and I saw it and felt it and saw it and felt it and saw it, felt it. See it, feel it, see it, feel it. I went to realtor.com. I went to Zillow, and I looked and I looked and I looked at different houses and different areas and different price points and saying, where do I want to be? And I saw myself entertaining, and having barbecues in my backyard and having my garage, whereas all I had was a carport at my condo. But the more I see it and feel it, now I couldn't not see open house signs. I still see them because I was so conditioned. I've had this house for 2.5 years. I still see open house signs. They still catch my eye. Whereas if you're not shopping for a house and haven't thought about buying a house for 20 years, you probably never see those signs. You probably never see a for sale sign on a house. But if you're looking for a house, you see it. What you look for, you will find. So, but your brain will automatically look for the things when you see it and feel it and see it and feel it. So I know some of us get stuck. Some of us are living in resistance. And I feel like I can't do it. But if you practice the see it and feel it, you know what it is you decided you want. You practice your see it and feel it, your subconscious mind will believe it. And then when you see those tennis shoes on sale, you see that Pilates studio opening up, walk into that studio, see what their offer is. Buy the tennis shoes, at least try them on. Buy the food or try that recipe that just shows up right in front of you. You never would have noticed that recipe before. In a couple of weeks, I'll be talking about the glycemic index. And then now, if you start to see the word glycemic index or low glycemic, it's going to catch your eyeballs because now your subconscious mind is trained to look for it. So again, see it, feel it, see it, feel it. You're training your brain to see the things that'll bring you closer. Now your next step is to take that action and make that recipe, buy those shoes, or check out that Pilates studio. All right. Do you like my little fit brain here? All right, so success principles, taking 100% responsibility. That's kind of a tough love sort of a thing. However, it is very empowering. If it's our responsibility, it's our responsibility. That means nobody else, not the weather, not the car, not the circumstance, will get to determine my outcomes. I get to determine my outcomes because my response is going to be something different than just blaming the weather and blaming those outside sources. Shifting your identity by proving to yourself each and every day the things you did right and showing yourself every day, going all in, your heart and soul. Find yourself, it's called a healthy obsession. If you develop a healthy obsession for health and wellness, the only thing you'll lose is unhealthiness or weight or both. But go all in with your heart and soul. Just give it everything you've got. Number 4, justice. Don't keep punishing yourself. Don't keep blaming yourself. Just take that as a compass. If you feel guilty about eating a cookie or whatever the thing is, use that as information, don't keep punishing yourself. And then last one, don't accept defeat. Just take little tiny incremental steps. The success formula, decide what you want, see it in your mind's eye, give it some details, feel the feelings as if it's already happened. I often tell my clients to write it out in handwriting, in pen to paper, not typing it, handwriting it. You can type it, and so that later you can go back and change it. You might change your vision, but write out your vision, create it, and then see it in your mind's eye, feel it in your heart and soul. So when you see it and feel it, you're bringing these two things together. You're bringing that alignment, because when your brain doesn't believe you can have it, but you really, really want it, you're not in alignment. See it, feel it gets you into that alignment, which brings belief, which shows you the opportunities, take the actions on those opportunities. All right, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? Any questions on anything else? It doesn't have to be on the, I was kind of describing the law of attraction really, but also take note, take a screenshot if you want to. My scheduling link, if you want to schedule a coaching call with me, it's coachtammy.drinfantino.com. It was something different, but we were having glitches and trouble, so she just gave me a new one. And also my email is coach@drinfantino.com. Does anybody have any thoughts? How about any wins? Does anybody have any wins for the week? Anybody try any new recipes they want to share with the group? All right. Looks like a few dropped out. Did you have a question, Karen?
Me, this Karen?
Yeah.
Not really. It's a lot of information to take in, with the different steps and everything. And I don't know. It's fine. I mean, I've been trying, but sometimes I feel like I'm in that depressed or wherever the
Valley
bottom
of
there.
despair.
Yeah.
So practice your see it, feel it, because that feels good. And it helps, it brings you to that next level. I thought it was in this slide, but it's next week's slide. I go over the vibrational feeling states and the vibrational levels and guilt. When we eat we eat the cracker, we eat the bread, we, eat the French fries, whatever, fill in the blank. We all have our kryptonite, right? But just practice your see it and feel it. What is it that you really wanted? Why did you originally sign up for this program? Maybe even do that. Write yourself that might be your homework for this week or this weekend. Write it out, but write it out as if it's already happened. I am so happy and grateful now that my A1C is down, my blood sugars are regulated, my weight is down, I feel confident in my clothes again. I have more energy. I'm able to do this. I'm able to do that. I'm playing pickleball, whatever. You pick the thing you want to pick, or the things you want to pick, and see yourself doing it. But feel how good it feels to achieve it. Feel the confidence. Feel the excitement. Feel how proud you feel of yourself for doing the hard things. There are days that we just feel that valley of despair, like, oh my gosh, it's raining and the car didn't start. I got all the excuses in the world. It's raining, the car didn't start, my internet's down, I can't get YouTube. Okay, I just can't work out. All right, I know how to do a push-up though. I could do that. So anyway, anything else? Anybody got any struggles coming up? Any travel, family reunions? All right then. Well, I appreciate you all coming here. I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate you listening to this as a replay, if that's the case. And just thank you for being here. And hopefully I will see you next time.